Hi, I'm James Martin, and I'm currently at my mate's pub, the Fox in Crawley, which is just down the road from me. I'm a huge supporter of local pubs and restaurants and bits and pieces around from where I live and where I was brought up. And apparently today I'm interviewing this chap. I've got him from his. You're out of your comfort zone here, aren't you? Really?
Wow.
It's hilly.
I'm always out of my comfort zone when I'm with you.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. This
Galton,
looks
Blackiston.
lovely.
Here we go. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Looks a lovely
It's a
cloudy
nice pint. So tell me about your celebrating. So it's 25 years of Michelin stardom.
Yeah, it's something. As the year goes on, I'm getting to actually feel that I'm quite proud of this.
Right.
Never set out to gain Michelin stars when I started. Just aim to cook as the best you can.
I mean, the star must have helped you originally, didn't it?
I suppose it's always helped. But I don't
Was there
ever
anything
look at
like
it
that in Norfolk at
No,
the time?
this is the thing. You see, I'm now of an age and experience-wise where I can actually remember the days when Norfolk was a bit of a gastronomic desert.
You've always been the second best cook in Norfolk, though. I mean, Delia
well,
number
I'll
one.
never take Delia's crown. Never. And so I remember those days when things were pretty. Yeah, it was all right. Norfolk was. Always had the beautiful produce. That's one thing it's always had. We've always had the chroma crab. We've always had the Blackiston mussels, the Fornham oysters.
But like you say, they've always been there, but it's showcasing them in a restaurant and getting them out there and getting them to the wider audience.
Absolutely.
That's the key to it.
Absolutely, and the seasonality of things. That's what you really do notice. You notice better than anyone that good chefs, good cooks, whatever, play by the seasons.
So you're looking at the produce. Let's go from north to south. Give us a list of the. So we started in the north.
Yeah.
Which is what do you call the north of Norfolk?
Norfolk.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah. So on the coast where I am, we have well, I'm biased, obviously. And you'd raise your eyebrows.
We have this conversation quite a lot, really. You're going to tell me Norfolk beer is better than Yorkshire beer.
Oh, that's just talking about that, yeah. But we do have the most brilliant chroma crabs.
Yeah.
They're very seasonal. They're about from sort of April through to October. They're at their best. You can get crabs at any other times of the year, but they're at their best between then. And they're sweet and they're smaller than the Dorset and Devon crabs.
Are they from the north then?
No, they're from the coast.
Well, I said to you start at Norfolk and work your way down.
I am.
So tell me, what's North Norfolk? Or is that just ice cream?
Right, it's on the coast. We've got a vast expanse of sea all the way round to North Norfolk.
Sea, but I'm stood in the North Norfolk looking out to sea. What am I finding?
You're finding crabs, lobsters, oysters,
Right.
bass and things like
I'm
that.
just going to have to write it down on a map for him. So, all right, and then wandering down the coastline.
Yeah.
Is it Chroma around there?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Then you go across to Chroma,
Yeah.
and then you go further across, and eventually you'll probably hit Yarmouth.
But then you've got the salt marshes as well.
Yeah.
Is that
Salt
still in your
marshes is
bit?
where that's my real home. Because out of Morstan,
Yeah.
you walk across the road and you're onto the salt marshes, where you get samphire in season, where you get sea beets and things like that, cockles, winkles, you name it. We've got it all.
And then you venture inland.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I think of Norfolk, and I'm coming to your place. It's just the vast array of fields of, I mean, the veg and stuff like that. The fruit and veg is.
Yeah, this is something I'm really, I think, experienced enough to tell about. I think this Norfolk asparagus is amazing. Every county has great asparagus, but Norfolk
So he's just putting that.
It is
Yorkshire's
all right.
Yorkshire's got good asparagus as well.
And then
Next he's going to be telling me he's got rhubarb over there as well.
No, that's one thing I will
Here we go.
say.
Here we go. Right.
But we also have, we're coming into the best time of year from spring to summer, and we have the local strawberries from Sharrington, which are unbelievable, as well as raspberries. It's not only the fruit and veg, it's things like, you mentioned beer. We have these microbreweries dotted all around.
Yeah.
So much so that.
But you must have seen this I mean, you come from the Lake District, come to Norfolk. You must have seen this growth over the last 30 odd years.
Absolutely.
Massively.
It's exploded. It's exploded. Literally in the last 20 years, Norfolk has become a sort of destination place because we don't have a motorway in the county that people have to find it. You can't get there quickly, but and that's the beauty of it as well. You know, we now have the stunning wineries. You know, local wineries, which they weren't there 10 years ago.
Well, it's because it's getting hotter, you see.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is. Yeah, and they are good. Normally,
you've got to be careful at the top of your head as well.
Sure.
Keep telling you about that.
You're putting me off my track.
Carry on.
Also, yeah, these.
Carry on, go on. Take a deep breath.
Shut up. I want to talk about the wineries because 10 years ago, I would have sent them packing from Morstan. Now, we have half a dozen on our wine list at Morstan, and that's testament to how good the local wines are now. So that's sort of come on.
I also think it's testament to the producers and the farmers and people's passion. You know, you had a huge influx in food, not just in the whole of the UK, really.
Yeah.
But in the late 80s or early 80s, the 90s, you know, that was when food was travelling at 100 miles an hour. And I think you've seen that growth and it's settled, and then you've got this big wave behind it that's following it.
Absolutely.
With the producers doing their thing.
You've got it right. Yeah, the producers are, I think, probably the most important people out of anyone. We can cook, we can all cook, but if we've got brilliant produce, then it just shows off our cooking even more. But the producers are the most important people out there.
So tell me about this magazine that celebrates the best of Norfolk. They've stuck you on the front cover.
Yes, because it's a collaboration between myself and the incredible KL magazine.
Yeah.
And it's literally a Norfolk-based magazine, and it is showcasing everything to do with food, good and great. That can be producers, that can be chefs, that can be the cafe owner, that can be the wine producer, the beer producer, the cheese makers.
But this is where it's slightly different. You've got this QR code that people can then, even you can do it. Which to be honest with you,
when this
6 months ago, you've got no chance. So you've obviously took a bit of time off and done some research.
To be fair, this idea was mooted about that we're going to put a QR code with every page.
Mate, you struggled to work my oven, and
I know. So I looked at it and thought, oh yeah, right, okay.
Right.
But it's an incredible idea because each page and each producer, chef, restaurateur, hotelier who's in the magazine, you can go on there, put your phone on the QR code, and it's like a mini documentary of all the different producers. And they've been with the fishermen out at sea and seen what they've caught. They've been with the farmer out on the fields. They've been with a wine producer. They've been to Mrs. Temple, who's this incredible lady who produces a Bingham blue cheese, which I think is as good as anything you'll get. And she's been around for some time as well, like me. But it shows you a real insight into her business and everyone's business. And I think it's just unique and a lovely way of showcasing Norfolk.
So it makes the magazine come alive.
It does. It does. It does.
See, I've got this idea for you. You know, we spoke about tattoos.
Did we?
Because we had a long conversation about tattoos over a beer one night, and you were going to get a tattoo. You were going to get this ridiculous canary.
I was one time.
Yeah, maybe we get you a QR code.
Yeah. So, yeah.
QR code on his buttocks.
Yeah.
No. I just might put a few more dots in it. Goes to sort of a brewery up in Yorkshire. But anyway.
But yeah, no. But it's getting back, and I just think it actually gives me goosebumps to think of how Norfolk has come on, how I'm proud of everything in Norfolk and Norfolk in general, how I'm proud to be a bit of a spokesman for the county. You know, every county, it's probably similar in most counties now.
Not many people are doing magazines like this, making them come alive. I think it's a great, unique idea, and I think that, you know, ask yourself the question: why hasn't it been done before? But you have an amazing selection of producers there, as you know, as many counties do. So you know, to shout about them, I think is a fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm really proud to be asked to do it. It's a little feather in the cap. So I think, you know, to be able to pick up a magazine and scan the QR code on every page and see all the different producers, chefs, restaurateurs, hoteliers, winemakers, beer makers, everything in one magazine is unique, and I just think it's a brilliant idea, and it's
So
very
what's the
exciting.
magazine called?
It's called KL Magazine.
And you're on the front cover.
Yeah.
On the front cover.
Yeah.